PDP warns members against endorsing Bola Tinubu and have also threatened that anyone who does will be disciplined. An ADC 2023 presidential candidate, Dumabi Kachuku, insists he will run again in 2027 and will not allow the Atiku-led coalition take over the party. Hello everyone, welcome to the program. This is Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I am Shen Wakimale here in Abuja. So much to talk about tonight, but we will get all of those details that you need to know. But first, let's have you with all of your political roundup stories.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mr. Mohammed Idris, says the federal government will continue to partner with the United States Embassy to provide timely and accurate information to Nigerians on visa matters, particularly the importance of compliance. He describes the United States as a key partner in Nigeria's social and economic development, stressing that the public understanding of policy changes is critical to strengthening bilateral relations.
This has happened over several decades, and we intend to continue to encourage our people based on the shared understanding we have with the United States to continue to travel to that country.
And the Nigerian police force has denied claims of maltreatment of human rights activist Mr. Moyele Sowore, who is currently being detained at the Intelligence Response Unit of the force in Abuja. Addressing supporters of the civil rights activists who took to the streets in Abuja and Lagos, demanding his immediate release, the Commissioner of Police in charge of Special Intervention Squad, Mr. Abayomi Shogunle, insists that Mr. Sowore is in safe hands. Mr. Sowore, who was taken into custody on August 6 after honoring a police invitation from the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Kayode Egbetokun, however, debunks the claims. The human rights activist alleges that he was injured by the police while they attempted to take him to court. The Controller General of Nigeria Correctional Service, Mr. Sylvester Nwakuche, is strongly advocating the need for voting rights to be extended to inmates in correctional centers across the country. Mr. Sylvester made the case at a meeting with the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Abuja. Meanwhile, the INEC chairman is emphasizing the need to take advantage of the ongoing amendment of the Constitution so that inmate voting rights is done in accordance with the law.
Even while as convicts or awaiting trial persons, they do have rights. And part of those rights are rights I'm here this morning to discuss with the INEC chairman to see how we can, if possible, extend some of these rights to these inmates.
For our part, we raised the issue of access to the correctional facilities for voter registration, creation of polling units, and voter education.
The House of Representatives Committee on Customs and Excise is raising concerns over huge revenue losses due to the closure of land borders, as well as sharp practices, especially in the Kano Free Trade Zone. The committee made the observation during its oversight visit to Northern Formations of the Nigeria Customs Service. The committee says it plans to carry out an investigation to recover all revenue lost.
There you have it. You've been served with your political roundup stories. I'll take you to Rivers State quickly, where tension is building as key political and civil stakeholders raise alarm over what they describe as an outright violation of Nigeria's constitution and a grave threat to democracy. At the center of the controversy is the planned local government election scheduled for the 30th of August, which critics say is being orchestrated by a sole administrator without legal mandate or legitimacy. In a strongly worded petition addressed to President Bola Tinubu, 22 prominent figures, including Atedo Peterside, a former governor, Celestine Omeya, and Senator Lee member, warned that there is currently no lawfully constituted Independent Electoral Commission, RCEC, making the planned elections not just illegal, but dangerous to the fabric of Nigeria's federalism. According to the group, the so-called Electoral Commission failed to issue the constitutionally required 90-day notice, has bypassed legislative oversight, and is pushing ahead with polls despite pending court cases at the Federal High Court and Supreme Court challenging the legality of the sole administrator's role. The stakeholders say this process mirrors the procedural irregularities that got the 2024 elections annulled, and caution that Rivers State is slipping into a constitutional crisis. They are now calling on the presidency, judiciary, civil society, and international observers to intervene urgently to prevent what they call an existential assault on democracy in the oil-rich state. So stay with me, everyone, because tonight I will be taking you deep into ADC matter. But first, let's go into the PDP. The National Working Committee of the party has warned members of the party expressing support for President Bola Tinubu to retrace their steps or face stiffer sanctions. The party criticized errand members for their actions, describing them as anti-party and against the opposition party's constitution. The NWC expressed dismay over the persistent public media outbursts against the PDP by some prominent members whose actions and utterances, including their declaration of support and willingness to work for the victory of the APC in the 2027 presidential election. Let's talk more about the PDP. I'm being joined tonight by His Excellency Sule Lamido, former governor of Jigawa State, who is live for us in his home in Abuja. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for joining us tonight. Governor Lamido, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Yes, thank you, Sean. I can hear you.
Oh, fantastic. Let me get your reactions to your first and foremost as we begin the conversation. The PDP is warning those who are endorsing President Tinubu and the APC for 2027, and is one that it will not hesitate to discipline them. What's your take on the position of the NWC?
To me, it's a very, very huge relief, and it's a very, very welcome development.
Why do you think there would be a reason why members of your party say they are PDP members, yet they're endorsing President Bola Tinubu?
No, what I'm saying is that, you see, if you reflect way back, after the primaries of 2022, leading to the election of 2023, there are some people who, because of their own personal interest and ambition, felt aggrieved about what transpired in the party's convention, and what they felt was not being able to address their interests as individuals, at the election. And so they felt that, the only way is to simply turn around against the party and they fight the party. And we have been having this kind of problem, of impunity, of people openly, castigating the party, denouncing it. And so for almost 18 months now, this action has been tolerated. The party has its own constitution, where, if you breach the party's code and constitution, you are sanctioned. But somehow, the working committee or the head of the party lack the kind of capacity and maybe the courage to do the right thing. But I'm happy now that having seen the fact that, we are now going into a ditch, they are now, the party executive are now becoming alive to their own responsibilities. They are now standing up and they are talking. And I'm happy they are now talking, because it's the only way we can induce this in the party. And therefore, all those area members, the Wikis, the Autumns, the Epezo, and others who openly campaign against PDP in 2023 election, and who said they're also going to work for APC in 2027, should be sacked from the party. And that's why I say, I will no longer attend the parties, either a next meeting or VOT until and unless these, members are sacked from the party. And I'm happy that, the party is now up and doing, and there's kind of glimmer of hope. And I'm happy that they're going to act. So when they do this, then the PDP will be fully restored. And the confidence which was lost, the trust will now be reignited. And I'm happy that, the party is now really becoming alive. I'm happy if they do that.
Governor Lamido, there are those who think that your party is a shell of his former self. As a founding figure of the PDP, do you believe or do you think, just like some people hold the opinion, that the party has lost its soul or its sense of purpose, especially in the face of growing defections that we have seen, conflicting loyalties, and diminishing electoral fortunes? Do you think that this fractured PDP truly can lead a national opposition in 2027 as it is right now?
The PDP is a party for Nigerian people. And therefore, the people are not fractured. People who believe in PDP is the only party which you find in every home, in every village, in every county, in every government, in every state of the federation. It's the only party which is that organic, which is roots. So it is because the leadership has not been up and doing. It has been so docile, so tolerant. That's why, as I say, it's fractured. But once we are able to restore order and run the party based on rule and regulation, then of course, PDP will be up and running. And I have no doubt we're going to bounce back, So people are saying, we are sure of our also, are simply indulging in self-wish, and it will never materialize.
Well, you look at what is happening. I give you an example. Your very good friend Atiku Abubakar, former vice president, has dumped the PDP. And there are those who say, what else is left of the PDP? If an Atiku Abubakar leaves the PDP, how can you compete in 2027?
Now, Shawangate is very, very clear. You see, there are people who has personal aspiration and ambition to run for political office. That's okay. It's different from being PDP. And where they find either PDP or APC or they will offer them the platform, they will do it. It happened in 2014. When a number of people left PDP and went to APC as a platform. So the difference between the people looking for a platform and members of the PDP in terms of, they believe in the party, for the party. So I think Atiku's case, he wants to run for the president, and I think he doesn't see the kind of openness, the fairness, the open environment for him to be able to truly and sincerely and openly run and pick the ticket. So if he feels otherwise, I can look for another platform. So looking for another platform is not a crime in Nigeria today, because the last 20 years people have been jumping the party looking for platforms. For instance, Autumn, left the party in 2014 and went under APC. Autumn was PDP minister, PDP member of the NEC, and yet he left the party because he couldn't get the platform. So there are people who are pursuing a platform who are different from being member from the actual group of the party. So if they are right, why they feel aggrieved, why they feel they're going to have a kind of fair hearing to look for a platform. But then platform is different from PDP. So change it.
So the question I'm asking you, Governor Lamido, 2015 your party lost, 2019 your party lost, 2023 your party lost election, and the party was not this fractured. And that's why I'm asking. My question is whether or not the shape which your party is right now, and you know whom you are up against, a Bola Tinubu that has never lost an election. Can your party, because there are those who think that the PDP is a joke as it is right now. If it thinks that it can win an election in 2027 with the way Amana is running its affairs.
In 2007, Buhari lost. In 2011, Buhari lost. In 2019, Buhari lost, isn't it? APC lost. You're talking about the national level. Therefore, losing election is not, it's not, really the what I may say, the end of itself. It's not the end of itself, It is simply the process. Therefore, if Buhari lost in 2007, and I took also lost in 2007, and they lost in 2011 and 2019, therefore, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. So the fact that PDP lost election is because there was a conspiracy in 2014, which you know very, very well, where people came together. Oh dear. Is he seeing me? Are you hearing me? There's a blackout here. Are you hearing me? There's a blackout here. Are you seeing me?
What happened? Did someone cut your power? Or are you?
There's a blackout here. Are you hearing me?
All right. I think it's a good time. I think it's a good time for us to go on a forced commercial break due to the power outage at Governor Sule Lamido's house. We'll be right back after this break, everyone. But when we come back, after our conversation with Mr. Dumebi, with Governor Lamido. We'll be talking to Mr. Dumebi Kachu, who says he will run in 2027 and he wants to take back his party, ADC. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Former Governor of Jigawa State, Mr. Sule Lamido, has been speaking with us. A power outage forced us to commercial break, but we're back with him now. Governor Lamido, thank you so much indeed for your time. As we were responding to the question of whether or not your party can stand for a competition, a real competition in 2027 is a big deal. But I now hear that former President Goodluck Jonathan may throw his hat in the ring. How does this come to you? Governor Lamido, can you hear me? Okay. We'll wait to reconnect with Governor Lamido. But in the meantime, let me tell you what also happened today. The presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress in the 2023 election, Mr. Dumebi Kacheku, says he will contest the 2027 presidential election under the ADC. Well, ADC, you will know that Atiku Abubakar, David Mark, Aregbesola, Amechi, and the rest have taken over. At a press conference today in Abuja, Mr. Kacheku said his aspiration is premised on the fact that he's eligible to contest for the presidential seat to contribute to the socio-economic and political development of the country. Mr. Kacheku is opposing to the ADC coalition formed by the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. He argued that he is against those who want to hijack the party through the back door because he does not want a free and they don't want a free and fair election. Mr. Dumebi Kacheku is here with us tonight. Thank you so much, Mr. Kacheku.
Thanks for having me.
Mr. Kacheku, the last time I thought you were here, you said you were going to fight on. And one would think that in all of the furore about the ADC and your grievances, one will think that maybe you have simmered a bit and your anger may have flown away. But it does look like you're still very angry. Does it look like you have seen that you have totally lost the game?
Absolutely. Question. No. Essentially, I was quiet in the media for the last 10 days because I took ill, and that's why when they had their neck and made all the noise in the media, I didn't respond. But no, absolutely not. It's an ongoing conversation. We are in court. The court has gone on break, and when they come back, we'll continue the litigation. But absolutely out of the question. You understand that you are facing the law courts, and you're also dealing with the court of public opinion, and that's what they are doing is essentially claiming ownership of ADC in media. And that's why it's important for us to always come to the same media to ensure that people know the actual truth, that ADC is not in their control.
Mr. Kacheku, you call the ADC takeover by figures aligned with Atiku Abubakar a fraud backdoor hijack. That's how you said it. Arguing that these individuals entered without due process and are entrenched in expired mandates. How does your camp plan to legally or politically reclaim control of the party's leadership and restore democratic order?
Essentially, what we did today was put in the public domain the fact that INEC's mission of Nwosu ab initio was based on a false premise. They obtained a fraudulent court judgment in the Court of Appeal in Port Harcourt, forging the signatures of some of the state chairmen, and entered into a consent judgment that proclaimed Nwosu as the chairman. And INEC touts that and says, oh, but there's this consent judgment from the Court of Appeal in Port Harcourt, and there's this arbitration also based on that consent judgment. That's why I came today to let Nigerians know this situation, that consent judgment was fraudulently procured. That is,
and this was taken before the court.
Before the court.
So let's get it clear.
Yeah.
So you claiming now that there are state chairmen of the party whose signatures were obtained, and you're saying that those were fraudulently obtained.
Correct, yes.
And that's criminal. Are you aware?
Absolutely criminal.
And these allegations you are making
are
against this kind of persons.
I am telling you that it's actually unbelievable the extent they went. So in order to use the ADC, I told you when they approached me, they needed to clear all the legal encumbrances within the ADC. And my people were in court then, which is why they approached me to remove the litigation in court. And I said, absolutely not. So what they did, they went behind me to approach some of the state chairmen to say, take this sum of money and withdraw your cases. Some did. But those said they were not going to withdraw their cases. You know what they did? They forged their signatures. And then when...
Do you have evidence to this?
Absolutely. And that's what is the evidence I'm presenting here before all Nigerians. So they went to court, forged their signatures, and said these people have entered into a consent, into an agreement to forge their case, and that they now hereby recognize Ralph Mosu as the chairman of the party. And forged the signature of the chairman of Benue State, forged the signature of the chairman from Borno State, and signature of some other people. So what I have done today is present to the whole world. This is the judgment. These are the signatures. These are the international passports of these gentlemen. Please check the signature specimens and see what you have before you.
Have you presented that to the court?
I have presented that. We've done a petition now to the authorities, law enforcement authorities, for them to investigate our claims so that Nigerians can see what these men who say they want to rescue Nigeria, if anybody tries to rescue Nigeria on an illegality, tells you who these people really are. I also have here the state chairman in question who have their international passports here.
I imagine that you are alone. So you are saying that you are not alone.
I have them here, actually, here within the studio. I have them.
If you can come, I see that some of them are...
So you can see what they did. You know, they've been claiming to Nigerians. You saw when they had their neck, they brought people and said, these people are state chairmen. Those people are not state chairmen. So you see the state chair, you can go to INEC portal in Benue State. This is Elias Sadiku, who is the state chairman in Benue State, for example. This is the state chairman from Borno State. This is the state chairman Nasarawa. This is the acting chairman from Akwa Ibom, right? And look at the signatures there. He's brought his international passport, so you can cross-check the signature.
So let me ask you, gentlemen, are you aware that the party was going to hand over to the Atiku-led opposition coalition?
No, I was not aware.
Did anybody have this discussion with you?
I was not briefed. We were not briefed.
We understand there were meetings.
Yeah,
and that all the structures of the party have been handed over to the David Mark and Aregbesola-led ADC.
If I was in agreement, I would have been in a meeting. They did that, the unveiling on the 3rd of July, because I know that what they have done is fraudulent. You can see everything they have done about me, Honorable Elias Sadiku, is fake.
Okay.
Look at my passport, look at the name here, and look at the name here. Everything is forged. And see the signature, see my signature here. Does it correspond?
Are you aware of who did this?
No. It is brought by the party. I assume that it's the party who has done it. And it's just about how many days ago I've seen it.
This is the signature as presented to the court.
Yes.
Your name is on number 7.
Yeah, you can see.
And this is your signature on...
My name are forged.
Okay, your name is Adiku.
It's not
Abu Elias.
Adiku. That is
so
not
Adike.
Look at Adiku here.
Oh, so that means it's not you then.
It's for the world to know. But they said he's chairman of Benue, which is not true.
But why are you people not wanting to work together to change Nigeria? Because they say they want to change Nigeria.
Who destroyed Nigeria want to change Nigeria? What are you talking about, Shiv?
We want to change Nigeria. But it's not with this crop of people who came with not being a member of the party. As I'm talking to you, they are still not member of the party. Because the constitution is very clear. If you want to become a member of a party, you go to your grassroots. That is the world level.
Are you also, you feel the same way?
Yeah.
What said you are from Borno, right?
No. I'm from Nasarawa.
Nasarawa?
Yes.
So is your case the same?
Same. But my signature wasn't there.
They omitted your signature?
No, I'm not part. It's not part.
Okay,
it's just Borno.
But are you saying that you are not privy to, or you don't align with the David Mark leadership?
Never.
Did Mr. Nwosu, did he meet the state chairman at all point?
No, not at all. You see, when we came from Abeokuta 2022, because we went for Abeokuta to select our presidential candidate, that was on the 8th of June. Then Dumobi Kachigu happened to be one of those presidential candidates. So it was at that point, after that, we were thinking, after the primaries, Mr. Ralph Nwosu will organize a convention to bring in new leadership. So he didn't do that, but we tried to question him because there's a danger in it. If you don't change the leadership, even if Dumobi Kachigu happened to be the presidential candidate taken to court, under litigation, under that thing, there's possibility that he will lose out. So we're advising on that capacity, on that ground. He refused to listen to us. After we returned, we had our meeting in the party secretariat where he chased the chairman all away.
How?
Yeah, because that is the beginning.
So he chased all of you away?
All of us, because he brought in some people. 19 of us. He suspended us there and then. So from there, when we went to court, Justice Binta Enyako, she gave us the judgment that, of course, Ralph Nwosu is no longer the chairman because his tenure has expired.
That's what we're telling
has elapsed. So he refused. He refused to abide by the law, the judgment. Then he went to Kaduna Zaria.
Yeah, you are from Nasarawa.
Nasarawa State.
And you're
He's the state chairman
of
Nasarawa.
State chairman Nasarawa.
Yes.
You're also state chairman,
I'm
chairman,
acting chairman, Akwa Ibom State.
Akwa Ibom State.
Yes.
And you are also not aware of this.
I'm not aware of it.
Is your signature here?
No, it's not there.
It's not there.
It's not there.
So you are lucky.
Not only lucky, we are still in the same vision. Yeah. Because, you know, even if I want to draw the Nigeria to the latest information, you know, I think on the 3rd of July, Nwosu said he's no more the national chairman. But on the 29th of July, he signed this letter, this very document, to INEC as the national chairman. So you can see the level of illegality.
You guys have been, your structures have been dismantled. That's what we understand.
No.
At the national level.
No.
Do you still control your party at your state level?
Various states. By the constitution, we are going on the 12th of May 2026. Yes. That is the aspiration. You are
the state chairman from Borno.
Borno State, yes, sir.
Borno, is your mandate still standing?
Of course.
Is your name here?
My name is here, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, your name is on number what? Number what is it now? Is your signature
number 4?
Number 4. Malam Muhammad Khalid.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that how your name is spelled?
No, it's not the Khalid. It's supposed to be Kala.
Kala.
Yes.
But so that's not you. So what are you doing if you feel that your signatures have been forged and things are not going? You are just 4. I don't know if it's only 4 of you. More. You are more of you.
Yeah. Whose signatures were forged?
Yes.
So what are you going to do right now?
Before, like I said, our lawyers are taking a petition before the police and the DSS.
Yeah.
We want to see what they will do. Obviously, you understand that the government of the day benefits from the crisis within our party. So that is why I'm putting it in the poor view of Nigerians to understand that this crime has happened. We petition the police and the DSS, and we want to see what they will do, seeing that a crime, a forged signature was used to procure a judgment in the High Court of Appeal in Rivers State. It's a serious crime. So we want to see what they will do. I'm also calling on the IGP to ensure that Ralph Nwosu doesn't flee the country, saying that this information is out in the public now.
All right.
It's a serious crime. What they've done.
Gentlemen, you can please have your seat. Thank you so much for I need.
Because I trust you, I believe that you are prepared.
You can also. Why don't you leave the international passport for him also?
It's attached here. Okay, great. For a moment, one will imagine that whatever that is going on, and you said these 4 are not just the only ones. There are more of the state leaders
whose signatures were forged to procure these judgments.
Now, what do you seek to gain from this? You know, because these people that are coming to your party say, They want to reform Nigeria. What is going on in the country is not going well. But can you give them a chance to use your platform to fix Nigeria?
So she was saying that when I aspire to the office of President of Nigeria, that I myself don't want to reform Nigeria, or that I don't have the talents to reform Nigeria. Last time I was here, I said, when you have a situation when people have set a building on fire, are those the same people who you want to put out the fire? That's our situation. All the people you've mentioned, look at that picture of those people who were there on that platform. Former vice presidents, governors, former ministers, former senate president, former House of Rep members, former senators, former this, former that, former this, former that. And yet, see the situation in our country today. And then you expect that these same men have had a Pauline conversion and that they now want to retrace their steps and do the right thing for Nigeria. Can we risk this?
Give me a moment, Mr. Kacheku. I understand now that our connection with former governor of Jigawa State, Sule Lamido, is okay now. Your Excellency, can you hear me? Fantastic. Since they took power at yours, it does look like the audio too went with the power outage. But now everything is restored. I was asking you, I don't know if you have heard there is a possibility of former President Goodluck Jonathan
before your question,
to be in the 2027 race on the platform of the PDP. Did you hear that? And if you did, how did that come to you?
Okay, before I give you that answer, Sean, let me tell you, when we were doing this interview, there was this power failure from whoever was displaying from this power failure. And if you go by what Tinubu said, that if we fail to give you power in 4 years, please don't vote for us. And people that today, there's not a testimony that they've now failed, because as we're doing this interview now, the two of us. So Tinubu, please lead up to what you say, lead power, because you have failed to give us power. Now, coming to the issue of Jonathan, I think the next couple of weeks, are going to be very, very kind of interesting, because things are very, very dynamic. The way things are happening, with such quick succession, I don't think we'll be able to see what's going to emerge in 2027 for election. One is that, obviously there is now this groundswell that, APC has failed, and nobody wants APC. The question is, the other parties in opposition, and also, how do rally around, how do harness all this goodwill we are now having through APC failure, which we save Nigeria? That's the next question. So, if Jonathan is stepping in, then you are going to have, ADC, PDP, and the APC. It's going to be very, very interesting. And I like, the more the merrier. To me, I love a Christ assured by, there are challenges. And I think Jonathan is most welcome. He's most competent. He's very qualified, eminently, talking politically. And so, to me, I welcome him into PDP. I welcome him. I campaigned for him in 2014. He was my president. So I welcome him.
Yeah, so, but in your mind, and I'm talking to a very experienced politician here, and you know the politics of the North and that of Nigeria like the back of your hands. You're very familiar with all of these narratives and all of the indices that make up our politics. But the big question is, if you are strategizing for the PDP, you would like to put your best feet forward. Would you say Goodluck Jonathan, if given the ticket, is your best fit?
I think so far now in the PDP, and with all respect to all the members of the PDP, I don't see a better alternative than to Jonathan. If he comes to PDP, I don't see any other person, really. If we're giving the presidency to the South, into the PDP, who is there in PDP now who can challenge Jonathan in terms of pedigree, in terms of being there in office, in terms of being cool-headed, in terms of being somebody who is willing to listen, and somebody who's also a key player, who believe, in partnership. I think for PDP now, they should try and woo him, and he's their best bet. To me, he's their best bet.
I mean, I imagine that there is also the consideration of Peter Obi. And there are those who are also saying, if you want to match Bola Tinubu, you know, in every sense, get someone from his zone. And there are those who are saying, Seyi Makinde has shown himself as a good governor who has performed in Oyo State. In all of this, there's a Seyi Makinde possibility. There's a Peter Obi possibility. And there's a Goodluck Jonathan. And let me ask you, as a maestro in the political business, what is your bet on these three?
What I'm saying is this.
Who would you place your bet on?
Before I made my choice, you know, which is very, very personal to me, it's personal. You see, there's now this, you know, groundswell that, you know, all Nigeria are now saying now we want to remove APC from government. I mean, this common understanding. And therefore, you have the Atikus, you have the Jonasons, you have the Obis. You know, so it means really on a better ground, on a higher ground morally, and in terms of political, you know, history, to be able to come together. And then I'm sure when you come to putting somebody for Nigeria, you know, people are more than willing to make sacrifice. For instance, if Jonathan is the best, I'm sure Atiku and the Obi will say, okay, I'll make that sacrifice. The same thing if it's going to be Atiku or Obi. So it's the issue of now that, you know, Nigeria now wants somebody who Nigeria will rally around. And anybody put forward by the PDP, you know, for Nigeria will support him.
When you hear Peter Obi say, I will not do more than one term, what do you think?
No, you see, I don't want to go into, you know, personal education, because when you say I will not do more than one time, I mean, you see there now, that's the question, you know, have there been convention? Has he emerged? You know, in the party structure, you know, either in ADC, why saying do only one time, you know, have they put in all the required, you know, structures on the ground from the world level, local government level to the national convention? Has he been the candidate? On the other hand, if he comes into PDP, have you gone through convention? Has he emerged for him to be a kind of commission? It's going to be only one time or two times. So the issue, I mean, I think that's why I say, you know, we should be able to look at 2027, you know, in a more sober way, in a more reflective way, so that, you know, we do not miss the issue. We do not, you know, really ignore the main issue. You are dealing with Tinubu and the APC. And dealing with them means, you know, a very, very cool head. You know, something very, you have to be very, very calculating. So the idea of saying, I will do this, I will not, you know, it is the question of what are you doing for who? It's for Nigeria. Let Nigerians say they want you first before you say you're going to do all that. So when you begin to throw this kind of, you know, rhetoric about, I will do one term, I am giving Mr. A the ticket of the vice president, you are simply ignoring or, you know, abandoning the factor that, you know, it's about Nigeria and Nigeria leadership, to which, you know, we're all stakeholders.
Let's take a look at it in this way. You look at Bola Tinubu and you look at what the elections as he won it, 8 million plus votes. He gained in your own region. He made a lot of gains, over 2 million votes. In fact, the Northwest supported him. And you are hearing these days that the Arawa Consultative Forum said they were not going to support him. And there are those who say, no, it's just a few elites who are not happy with him. I know you are a very strong critic of Bola Tinubu. The APC is saying that Bola Tinubu will even get more votes in the Northwest and in the northern Nigeria in 2027. What is the crystal ball? What does it look like to you? What is it telling you?
If you're going to rely on the kind of political rhetoric and propaganda, then you can't even leave your bedroom. Because people keep, you know, assuming things, you know, which are not there. And therefore, this culture of false propaganda, lies, is part of Nigerian, you know, culture now, which is being hosted by APC. What I'm saying is this. The election in 2014, in 2022, were election between PDP and the APC. APC filled in Tinubu and the PDP filled in Atiku. Therefore, the victory was for the political party, not for the individual. The victory should only be for the political party, not for the individual. When you make it to the individual, then it means you are diminishing the entire process of democracy. It is the political party which won the election. And therefore, if Tinubu has failed, and from one indication, you know, he has failed because like we were just doing and the 12 lights, you know, he has failed. Therefore, stop saying, you know, Tinubu won. It's because Tinubu, you know, ADC, APC has failed. And because it has failed, people are very, very angry. Go over, not even also, even in the south, in the southwest. I mean, if you go through TikTok and see what people are saying about Nigeria, and today in Nigeria, we are so low that we are even dramatizing hunger in our comics. In comedy, you put clips where people are stealing food and putting it in pocket. It shows that today hunger is not the main thing, because each country, by its culture and trust, dramatizes what they do in terms of development. If you go China, their drama is on it's on ICT, high building, what have you. But in Nigeria today, it's so primitive. It's about even food. Today, food is part of our drama now, putting food in the pocket. So it shows how low it goes. So the issue here is the party which has failed Nigeria, both north and south. And therefore, if we unite, whether it's Jonathan or Atiku or Obi, it should be there for Nigeria to be able to address the issue, brought in by Tinubu, the issue of hunger, issue of poverty, issue of insecurity, issue of lack of democracy, issue of coercion and blackmail.
But, I mean, is it fair to say Tinubu has failed? It's just 2 years of a 4-year mandate.
They say, in Hausa, they say, Kekyar Juma'a, Tanapa the Garan Alhamis, which means Abu Friday begins from Thursday. You understand? And from the Thursday we're having today in APC, the Friday is going to be a total doom. The Friday is going to be a big doom. The Friday is a failure.
Well, I mean, so imagine if you say the APC has failed, can Nigerians trust the PDP? Your party was in power for 16 years.
You see, when you try to be hypothetical, then you can't move. Now, if this occupying APC has failed, they can't trust, either PDP or ADC. Then what do? We look outside and they begin to cry in Nigeria? We look outside in our rooms and begin to cry? We can't do that. So if ADC has failed, it means there's an alternative. Because PDP was there in 2019, in 1990, 2014. PDP was there. We know what we did, isn't it? And then there was this, what do you think, this kind of, coalition then of, of evil, coalition of interest, coalition of malice, coalition of pain, which was called APs, which was produced in 2014. Now see what we're going into. Now the question is, Nigeria have now got a 2-page history. Page 1, PDP government. Page 2, APC government. It's for them to read and make their own choice. Simple. So if you say you can't trust, PDP failed, and you can't trust the other political party, then what do? I can't be. I mean, yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
what do you make of? Would the opposition coalition, as we are saying it today, Atiku, Amechi, El-Rufai, Peter Obi, could it be the way out? By the way, I thought you were going to join them. Are you joining them anytime soon?
Well, are you inviting me?
I'm not there. I'm not a member. I'm not an organizer.
Fine.
I'm just a watcher.
Then keep quiet. Then keep quiet. If you're not inviting me, keep quiet.
We will always make comments. It's difficult to keep quiet. We are the ones to monitor you people. And when you do wrong, we call you out. When you do right, we speak up.
Under
whose mandate? We speak.
Under whose mandate are you telling me?
Under the mandate of the Constitution. Section 22
fine.
of the Constitution.
It is also my own Constitution.
The power.
It is also my own Constitution.
Power.
The Constitution is also mine. It's also my own Constitution. You have no monopoly of it.
So are you joining the ADC, Governor Lamido?
I said that, there is this kind of feeling of failure in Nigeria today. And therefore, because of that feeling of failure, people are panicking. And therefore are looking for alternatives. To me, I've been part of the PD formation in 1998. I've been to jail before PDP. We won election in 1999. The PDP dignified me and made me a foreign minister. Later I became a governor. So my entire history and legacy and tradition and heritage is PDP. Now, how you say I should leave PDP? I don't feel, because I'm from the old generation, I don't think it is morally right. I will feel guilty. So even if I want to go by today's mood of ephemeral interest and fancy, Even if I was to go into any other political party, live in PDP, my soul will not follow me. That's the problem. I have difficulty with my own soul. It will not follow me.
Governor Lamido, it's also always a pleasure speaking with you. But for those who think that Tinubu is going to have an easy walk into power in 2027, what do you have to tell those people?
What was the question? Let me hear properly. What was the question?
I said that those who believe that the Tinubu's victory in 2027 is going to be the easiest, what do you have to tell those people?
Well, you have every right to indulge yourself into some kind of fancy, to pacify yourself, and then caress your ego and console yourself. But then Tinubu, going by what he has done in the last 2 years, and the way things are emerging in the country, look all over the country, both north and south. By 12 noon, Tinubu is finished. I'm telling you. But then, because, Tinubu is a question of APC, a party which has been built on lies and propaganda. That's why they're talking like that. Now, if people like lie and like Arabi Salawuli PDP, like Fantami, like Malami, like Erfai, who remain there really? Because APC was formed by 4 groups, which are organic. CPC of Buhari, ACN of Tinubu, ANPP of governors, and PD of governors. Now, the governors of PDP are now the same, are not people with APC. Who went to APC? The governor of ANPP are not happy at all. So it's only Tinubu now alone, because the Buhari component, which is the APC, which is the CPC, are putting out. So it's only Tinubu and his ACN who remain now in the party. All others are his own cronies, his own appointees, his own, boys, who are there to support, build his own senior, mega empire. We had Lagos as a micro empire. He's now building a mega empire in Nigeria as his own entity. That's what he's doing now. So me, I'm not frightened, Tinubu to be honest, I am not.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, Governor Sule Lamido, former governor of Jigawa. Thank you so much indeed for your time tonight.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you very much.
Yeah. We'll take a break, everyone. When we return, my concluding moment with Mr. Dumebi Kachiko on the way forward for ADC, the coalition, and the fight for the soul of that party. Join us again, everyone. Moments on the program now with Mr. Dumebi Kachiko. Mr. Dumebi Kachiko, you heard a lot of Nigerians just have their minds on how to rescue this country. And that's why the sojourn of some of the articles of this world to your platform, ADC, but you are rejecting them now.
Seun, let me address very squarely what former Governor Sule Lamido said. It reeks of hypocrisy. It is injustice, inequitable. It is the height of the injustice we've seen displayed in Nigeria from time immemorial. When President Jonathan was in office, we saw this hullabaloo about his non-performance, that he was a wimp, that he had nothing to offer, that governance had completely failed. They rallied Nigerians and bullied that man out of office, only to bring in a northern president, the late President Buhari, the worst president we've had in the history of Nigeria. Failed this country, took us back over 40 years. Tell you what, please tell me of any politician from the north of note who said what former Governor Sule Lamido is saying now about this president. Not one of them. Only former Governor Wike was speaking, challenging, and I myself, as just a nominal civilian, challenging that government on their failure. None of them said anything. The same playbook is back again. President Tinubu, 2 years in office, has failed because they cannot stomach having a southern president stay for more than 4 years. They've assigned to us each time 4 years. That's what the northern elites have done. Tell you something again. The situation in the north, I grew up in Kano. For over 40, 50 years, we've watched a situation where we've had a lot of northern head of states, northern presidents, and the situation in the north has not changed. No education, no thriving economy, absolutely nothing. Because what do? They weaponize the lack of education and the poverty, so that each time they use it for political purposes. And so every day they're telling them, because of your poverty, is President Tinubu. Because of your poverty, is that we have a Southern president. It's not even about President Tinubu, it's about those of us in the South. Obi is not acceptable. Nobody in the South is acceptable. So now, what are they doing? Let me tell you the playbook today. Field President Jonathan, field Obi, will support you. So that in the South, we have a lot of candidates, and then they will field an article. If these men, these few northern elites are honorable, I challenge them today to say, just like we did in the South when former President Buhari had failed, that we will field a northern candidate because it's the turn of the North, and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar was fielded. I challenge them today to say, guess what, guys? In our so-called power rotation agreement, it's none of the South. We are not happy with President Tinubu. We will let Southerners field or will support a Southern candidate. I bet you, I stake my last dime on this. They will never agree to this. The plan is that they will field a strong northern candidate and have a plethora of southern candidates in the field so that come 2027, they'll take over power again.
All right.
But in taking over power, I want to say this. Look at the state of the North today after 8 years of the late President Buhari.
All right.
Look at the poverty.
All right.
Look at the dilapidation.
Yeah.
We need to tell ourselves the truth. And Southerners keep on making this mistake. We are always politically correct.
We're totally out of time, Mr. Kachiko. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Dumekachu, for coming tonight.
Thanks for having me.
But let's also tell you that videos have emerged at a press conference by Fuji Maestro Kwamwan, apologizing for the incident at the airport with ValueJet in front of the airplane. That's how we close the program tonight, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm sure Kimberly. God bless Nigeria.